Now before we dive in, if you find my videos useful, make sure to click that subscribe button and also make sure to click that bell icon on the side to get notified every time I upload a new video. And of course, if you do use Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, make sure to follow me on all at SAKITECH online, also for the latest updates. Alright, let's dive in. Hey guys, Saki here from SAKITECH, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the OnePlus 7 Pro, which I have right over here. So I've been using this phone for 2 weeks now, and I do have some opinions about it. And in this video, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about all the great things and also some of the minor inconveniences of this smartphone. And of course, I'll let you guys know if this phone is a mistake or is it a full and complete success based on my findings. So let's dive in and get started. And of course, first, I do wanna talk about all the good stuff about this smartphone. And then we'll move on to the negatives. All right, so by far, the best thing about this phone is the display. And when I say the display, there's a couple things that go into me saying that. So first and foremost, we don't have any notches, we don't have any holes. It's an all-screen display with minimum bezels. So we still do have the bezels, just like on any other smartphone, but they're so small it doesn't matter. It just looks gorgeous the way it is right now. I am not a big fan of notches. In fact, I don't like the notches at all. And then what we had Samsung Galaxy S10 come out with the hole punch display, which I was very fine with. The hole punch was 10 times better than an actual notch because the way the notch intrudes into your immersiveness is just unacceptable, especially as you're watching movies in landscape orientation on your smartphone. So then the hole punch came out, which was fine with me. The intrusion of the hole punch, whether it's a circular one or the pill shape, is absolutely minimum. But then OnePlus dropped this phone on us that has no notches, no holes, and even though, as I said, the hole punch doesn't bother me too much, not having one is better than actually having one. That's just a fact. So you do get total immersiveness in this all-screen display. Again, as I said, especially while you're watching movies in landscape orientation. So it's definitely got a great screen. Now, not only does it have a great screen, it's got an AMOLED display, okay? And it is up there in quality-wise with the Samsung Galaxy S10. It is just slightly worse than that. It doesn't have the absolute brightness. The maximum brightness on the S10 is higher than on the OnePlus 7 Pro. But then again, the OnePlus 7 Pro has an A+ rating from DisplayMate, and of course the S10 Plus also has an A+ rating from DisplayMate. These are one of the highest rated smartphones on the market as far as display is concerned. So not only do you get all screen, which is already a benefit over the S10 Plus, but you get a gorgeous screen, which happens to be an AMOLED display. So that's that. And of course, not to mention, we do have the 90 Hz refresh rate, which just makes scrolling through your phone, going into the settings, launching applications, just navigating your phone feels buttery smooth because of that high 90 Hz refresh rate, as opposed to 60 Hz that we get on most of the other phones. So the display is a winner. The next thing that really impressed me, I'm not used to having stereo speakers on OnePlus smartphones, okay? All the previous OnePlus smartphones have had mono speakers, just one speaker at the bottom of the display, which is just not fun when you're listening to news, watching videos, or even listening to music, mostly watching videos. But the OnePlus 7 Pro comes out and gives me stereo speakers. On top of that, it gives me Dolby Atmos sound. So now, as far as a multimedia smartphone is concerned, this is probably the best smartphone on the market to have. Now, the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus also has stereo speakers, a gorgeous screen, and Dolby Atmos sound. And so does this phone, the OnePlus 7 Pro. And it has no intrusions on the screen, no hole punches, no notches. So you're getting a total multimedia experience. As far as that is concerned, a phone to watch movies on, enjoy media on, this is one of the best smartphones on the market to have right now, especially the fact that you can get this for $670 for the base model, which is not cheap, but it's better than the other smartphones. So that's the display and speakers and multimedia. Now let's move on to something else that I'm really impressed by on this phone. And of course, that's the software. And I know that's obvious, but when you use it and you experience it on a daily basis, everything is just smooth. There's no stutter, there's no lag, apps just launch, no problem. And again, on top of that, you're adding that 90 Hertz refresh rate, and everything just feels extra smooth. OnePlus 6T was a fast phone, there's no question about that. The software was not laggy, the software was not stuttery, it was a fluid system. But then you dump the 90 Hertz on top of that, and it just becomes much better than just about every other Android smartphone on the market. Just going back and forth between windows, launching apps, going to the settings, scrolling up and down feels better than every other high-end smartphone on the market, including the S10 Plus. S10 Plus does have its own benefits. It does have more software-rich features. It's loaded with software features, but when it comes to smoothness and fluidity and overall consistency, again, the OnePlus 7 Pro seems to be a king, and it is not as bare bones as a Pixel smartphone. It does have nice little customization features in it, so I can make it mine. So that's it. It's a super fast smartphone. When it comes to benchmarks, when you look at the Antutu benchmark scores, it is one of the fastest smartphones on the market. And of course, when you look at the Geekbench benchmark scores, it is just as fast as any other flagship on the market, such as the S10, the LG G8, or whatever that has a Snapdragon 855 processor. So that's the other thing I like about it, the super fast software experience and the super fast device. The next thing, of course, is the fast wired charging. 30 watts charging. I can charge this phone from 0 to 100 in 1 hour. That's amazing. Every other phone on the market, with a few exceptions that are not commonplace, every other flagship phone on the market doesn't give you those numbers. Super fast charging charges in 1 hour from 0 to 100, as opposed to 1 hour and 45 minutes or 1 hour and 30 minutes on other smartphones. And those are all the good things about this phone. Extremely good multimedia experience, super fast software, and super fast wired charging. Now let's move on and talk about some of the negatives. So this phone is supposed to be a OnePlus 7 Pro, but when you name something a Pro device, it should have everything, such as the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 or the Samsung Galaxy S10, S10 Plus, but it doesn't. So there's a couple of things it doesn't have. It doesn't have an official IP wireless resistance rating, but looks like it is still able to resist water. But because it doesn't have it officially, I'm just not comfortable putting this into water or even taking it out on a rainy day, and just being a little bit more apprehensive of dropping it into a puddle of water or whatever, which sometimes actually happens. With a flagship like the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, you know that it's officially protected, so you actually feel safe knowing it's there. So it doesn't have that IP rating, and I know a lot of people don't care about that, but I do care. Okay, and there's a lot of people that do care. In fact, more people probably care about the wireless charging than people that claim they don't care. So it doesn't have wireless charging. I have wireless chargers all over my house. I have got them in the living room, in my bedroom, in my office, so I can just dump my phone anywhere I go for a quick charge, for a quick top up, as I'm doing something for a couple of minutes. So that's a really nice and convenient option. Wireless charging does reduce clutter for wires. And of course, even though you have fast wired charging, you only get one 30-watt charger. If you want to buy more of those and spread them around your house, you're going to have to pay a price. So I cannot have a dedicated $50 fast charger in every room. Okay, with the wireless chargers, you can get one wireless charger for $5 or $10. Just spread them across your house, and now you have charging bases all over the place. Even though that is a little bit overkill, it's an option you have, and a lot of people like it. So that's that. That's the wireless, no wireless charging. Other things, because the price is low, OnePlus does have to cut some corners. Some of this corner cutting hits minor aspects, but some of it hits major aspects. So minor aspects, the build quality of the smartphone is actually lower than the S10 Plus. The S10 Plus has Gorilla Glass 6. This one here has Gorilla Glass 5. Okay, so it's a 1 year older build materials being used in this phone. So I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's why I said it's a minor thing, because if you have a Samsung Galaxy Note 9 or any flagship from last year, most of them have Gorilla Glass 5, and I haven't seen any trouble with Gorilla Glass 5, but we do have Gorilla Glass 6 out there that's 2 times more durable than 5. Okay, so it's losing some points over there. And finally, one of the biggest hits the phone takes is the camera. This camera in this phone is not a bad camera. For an average consumer, it's gonna do a perfect job. It's a good camera for the average consumer. But for somebody like me that is used to flagship experiences, it's not as good. The S10 Plus has a better camera. Of course, the regular picture quality is better when you sit down and inspect the photos. Okay, so if you look at the iPhone XS Max, that's going to produce better quality pictures than the OnePlus. Again, let's be very clear. It has a good camera, but it doesn't have a great camera. Great camera, S10 Plus, Google Pixel phones, iPhone XS Maxes, or the iPhone XSs. So we're seeing some corner cutting over there. But it doesn't bother everybody. Like I said, for the average consumer, which most of us are, we are going to be satisfied with the pictures you get with this phone in daytime, nighttime, or anytime. But it's simply not the best camera out there. There are several phones performing better than this when it comes to camera. So that's it. Those are the negatives on the phone. No official IP rating, no wireless charging, bad camera, and lower build quality. But the phone is designed in such a way, all the important elements are really high-end. The screen, the speed of the charging, the speakers, Dolby Atmos. So if you have this phone, if you buy this phone, or if you're predisposed into buying one, you should go ahead and get it. The price is right, $670 for a 6GB version, or just $700 for an 8GB version. Those are not budget numbers anymore, but you're getting a phone that is beyond a budget smartphone, just below a flagship. All right, so if you want to buy it, go ahead and buy it. I give my full approval to this smartphone. But that's it. If you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know down below. I'm giving this phone an A rating. If the S10 Plus is an A+, this is going to be an A rating. One of the best smartphones on the market right now, and probably for this year, especially because of that gorgeous all-screen display and a nice design. All right, anyway, drop those comments down below and let me know what you guys think. And of course, for now, guys, have a fantastic day. All right, so if you found this video useful, make sure to subscribe to SAKITECH by clicking that button, and also click that bell icon on the side to make sure you get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you do use Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, you can follow me at SAKITECH Online to get the latest updates as well. All right, have a fantastic day.